Hello, everybody. Welcome to a fun-filled, exciting trip down Freecad Lane. Freecad 16, that's where it's at. All right, open it up, make a new document, little white piece of paper with the star next to it. Select the workbench, part design, which allows you to do 3D manipulations as well as 2D. Next, sketcher, make a new sketch. It's like a new piece of paper on the desk. Press OK. Today we're gonna make your name. To do that, let's select the polyline, which is next to the rectangle, and let's start your first letter. I'm gonna select auto constraints. Make sure that's I'm gonna check that. As I draw, it's gonna try to help me out and connect things that need to be connected, and yeah. But if you don't want the computer to help you out, you can always uncheck that. I'm going to uncheck the grid snap so it doesn't snap to the grid, so I have more of a freedom when I draw my shapes. Alright, so polyline, and let's begin. Nope, hold on. Whoops. Click, delete. Alright, I'm going to try it again. See how I just did that? How it formed a vertical constraint and made it perfectly up and down. So if you don't want the computer to help you do that, uncheck auto constraints. So you have, it's almost it'll do exactly what you want it to do, and it won't try to help you. So I'm gonna choose that. All right. So I'm gonna do a B. When you get to the spot where you began, it looks like it highlights that point yellow. Click it, and that will connect the circuit. If you messed it up and you just somehow, let me show you one way it'll mess up on you. So you do the B, and you think you connected it, and you're like, oh, it's not connecting. So you just try to. If you can't connect it, just right-click, zoom in, highlight these 2 points, just draw a box around them so both points are selected. I'm going to drag the constraint area over here so I can see all the tools. They're dark, bold red. It's not the shapes here, the white ones, but the dark red ones. And after I selected these 2 points, this coincident will connect them together. And now that shape is glued together. And now I'm going to add like a hexagon for the inside of the B. Zoom in. I'm going to drag the blue outside. Drag the middle to move it. Right click to move around. Alright, there's my B. Close it, and then you can pad it. There's 2 ways to do it. Tasks, pad, or this button here. There it is. Move it like that so I can see the dimensionality of it, and you can increase the length to make it thicker. Alright, press OK. New sketch. Press OK. Let's right click. Let's use the poly tool again. Polyline. Alright, right click to deselect. I want to show you one additional technique. It's called the fillet. Yeah, fillet. Click it. It's next to the X. What that does is you can select 2 lines, and it kind of gets those 2 lines and curves it out. So if you want some lines to be curved like this, right click to move. You can just do that, and it kind of makes it round. Right click to deselect, and then you can manipulate by dragging the curved parts or the points to change the shape of everything. Close, pad, move to the side, and you can just increase the length. Check this out. I think you can go negative. No, I can't go negative. you have to go reversed, and you can kind of go on the opposite direction, but it's up to you. It doesn't have to be the same size. You could make different shape, different lengths for the pads. Press OK. New sketch. Move it over. Polyline again. Let me show you a more complex way to do it by using the trim tool. So if you want to do like a bunch of things, like here's the A here for me. I'm just going to do an A real quick. Connect them. Oh, you see that? Didn't connect. Right click, zoom, highlight those two, connect them. I'm just going to drag this over. Alright, so what if I want this A to be like a circle, like a round circle? This is how you, it's more advanced, but here we go. So circle here, just click and make a circle somewhere, right click to deselect, drag the middle, resize it. Like right there, let's drag it like this. Zoom in here. Something like that. Sometimes when you do this kind of thing, it's going to be like that, like not connected. Maybe it will be connected like that. If it is like that, it's a little different how you manage it. So if you want to do that, and just, you can trim things, but you have to make division walls, so make a line, and just wherever it's the closest, just do that. And do that. And then we can use the trim tool to trim unnecessary parts to it. So trim tool is right there, the X. And we don't need this, just getting rid of that, those guys. And I don't need this bottom part, so get rid of that, get rid of that. Right click to deselect. I don't need these lines anymore. Click and delete. But see that? Just highlight those two. Coincident. Don't need this. Delete. Highlight this. Coincident. And that's how you make custom lines using the trim tool. But you just need to make barriers using lines and using the trim tool just to trim things. But that's more advanced. Between that and the fillet tool, the fillet tool, gotta learn the right way to say that, you can make rounded, more exaggerated shapes. And let's just say you want to make like a fancy A, like a rectangle, like add some serifs to the A. It's the same thing as use the trim. So you just trim it, right click. If it's a whole line, just click it and delete it. And trim this as well. Trim. If you can't trim it, just use the line and just, like, let's just say you're trying to trim this but it won't let you. You could just use a line, just slice it where you want it to stop, like that, and then you can use the trim tool. It'll work. And then when you're done, get rid of those extra lines by pressing delete, and that's how you do some fanciness going on. And that's anything. Let's just say you want to make some, like a bubble on the top of it for some reason. Same thing. Trim it up. Trim. Now it's a bubble on the A. Close. Pad. Oh, it's broken. Let's cancel. Double click the sketch. Here's how to fix those broken sketches. Move it. Control Z. You're trying to find where it's broken. Nope. Drag it. Control Z. Drag it. Oh, right there. See that? Control Z. Highlight it. Connect them. Let's see. It's dragged around. All right. That's good. Control Z. So you're pretty much dragging it around. Control Z. You want to see broken points. It needs to be glued together if you want to make it 3D. Close. pad. There we go. And that's how you make more sophisticated, more creative shapes to your letters. How you use the fillet tool, and how you manipulate using the trim tool and all that. So each letter, let's rename it. Right click, rename. You don't have to do this, but it's just good to learn how to do it. Right click, rename, enter. So what if you want to go back and change it? Notice how each pad, if you click on it, that's the 3D version, the 3D part, it highlights green. You can press the space bar to hide it, or the space bar to show it. But next to it, there's a little plus sign, and it reveals the sketch. So you can, you know, hide the sketch, show the sketch, show it, hide it. I'm going to hide the pad, show the sketch. You don't really have to, but you could. That's how you do it. You can hide both, and then but you can double click the sketch to go inside to manipulate the shapes. So if you want to change it, close, click back on the pad, space bar, and it updates to change. And there you have it. So make your name, make sure you save it, file save, or you can click on the green down arrow, call it your name. But before that, make sure you have a folder in the Documents folder. So Documents, new folder if you haven't done this already. Call it your name. Obviously it'll be your name. Press enter. When you're done, double click to go inside your named folder, and then just call it name, save, you're good to go. That's how you create your name in Freecad and how to save it.